What's up to all those LOL Giselle fam listeners? It's your girl Joanna, founder and CEO of Ultrasafe Ultrasounds. Now, if you're joining in to this week's Tea in Sonography that's with your girl Giselle, I've got a treat for you. We are going to be giving you access, exclusive access to bulk pricing for our ergomechanics course. That's right. You get $199 link to join Safety in Sonography and train comprehensively on how to optimize your ergonomics and your biomechanics to make sure your ergomechanics are safe and sound. And all you have to do is drop a comment and tell us what you're doing this summer to stay safe. Now, that could be drinking some water. That could be making sure you're getting some time out in the sun and not just scanning in the dark all the time. It can be making sure that you are mindfully stretching and strengthening, meditating, and doing the things that are important to optimize patient care, provider care, and practice care. And that includes taking care of yourself. So important. And don't forget that we have tons of brand new internship opportunities at Ultrasafe Ultrasounds. So if you're a student and you just want to find a new way to learn more and participate in the industry, go ahead and reach out to us at info@ultrasafeultrasounds.com. That's info, I-N-F-O, at ultrasafeultrasounds.com. And you can enjoy not only great internship opportunities that we have for our students or maybe some new grads out there, but we also have incredible employment opportunities for new grads, newbies, and veterans alike. We can't wait to share all of the wonderful things we have in diagnostic ultrasound to support you. Enjoy today's episode, and we'll see you out there for more tea and sonography.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome back to the podcast if you're listening. My name's Giselle, and today we are here with a follow-up video and conversation with our favorite Joanna here from Ultrasafe Ultrasound. So hello and welcome back to the channel.
Hey, Giselle, so happy to be back. Thanks for having me. We had such a great conversation last year that this follow-up just had to happen. So I'm so excited for it.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Everybody actually really enjoyed all those videos that we did together with Joanna. She also had this course for ergonomics. She is a super, super duper huge advocate for ergonomics and for mental and physical health when it comes to sonography and ultrasound, and just being safe with your bodies at work, because we want to do this for the long haul. So if you guys haven't seen those videos yet, definitely go check them out. They're here on my page. She also has a podcast where she talks all things ultrasound and spills the tea. And if you guys haven't heard her episodes, you guys have to, because she is just so real with everything. And she's an inspiration. And I'm just so happy to have you back. So thank you.
Oh, thanks, Giselle. Yeah, we love to spill all the tea in sonography. And I know you know just as well as I do, there's so much to talk about in ultrasound. And there's like this much that people actually understand and are aware about what the industry is versus like this much information that we can give you on it.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I love being able to do that through the different mediums, whether we're chatting on here and just having a great raw conversation about some really exciting things, whether we're on the podcast and you're just listening to some great information, or you're taking our course where we dive a little bit more into safety in sonography, really understanding ergonomics, body biomechanics, and why ergomechanics is really key to safety in sonography, because that includes mind, body, and spirit optimization that we all need to just continue to be the badass sonographers that we are.
Oh yeah. I absolutely love whenever she talks about it, because it's just so, I can tell the passion that you have for it, and it's just amazing to know that you can really know so much knowledge in just this field, but there's just another huge part of it with, like you said, the mental, the physical part and aspect of it. So I was actually sitting in her course last summer which was really awesome and amazing. And it brought a bunch of different sonographers and students together. Do you want to kind of tell people what it kind of was and what it is?
Yeah, absolutely. So even last year, to honor Giselle and all that she does in sonography as well, is we had a 20-week course last year, and we just, everybody showed up, folks from all across the industry, students, whether you were in your program yet or not. We had students in there, we had brand new grads that had just gotten into the field, we had folks that had been in the industry for decades, we had educators, technical directors, I mean, you name it, everybody was in that course globally. It was such an amazing offering. But to honor Giselle and her amazingness as well, week 10 was all Disney themed. So even as we were doing our serious learning and making sure that we looked at the peer-reviewed literature and all the deep dives and all the research, we had to, of course, have a little bit of fun with it as well. So week 10, that mid-week portion of the course was all about Disney. So we were very heavily thinking about our friend over here. But it was just so successful. Folks who had went through that course, they learned things that they, number one, probably wouldn't have even considered until they came up to that point, like injury prevention. Typically, if you're not in pain and you're fully healthy, you don't think about preventing an injury, right? But you don't know what you don't know. And unfortunately, a lot of us learn, 90% of us learn that this is a real risk after we've gotten hurt. So we've been so fortunate and humbled to be able to serve in providing really great resources to educate and empower sonographers, whether you're credentialed or in the student world, to know how to stay safe, understand what your body is going to go through, so that, like you said, Giselle, you can stay in it for the long haul, because it's not easy to become a sonographer. You have to laminate your card so that your tears fall off of it really easily while you're trying to shove like an obscene amount of information in your head. And you train on how to take care of the patient. I train you how to take care of the provider, yourself, so that you can last and enjoy your job and not get to the point where it's like, I love scanning, but I think my shoulder's going to fall off.
Oh, yeah. And that was definitely a huge benefit to the community. And we really appreciate you for all the hard work that you put in those courses and all the detail and everything that you did. Where can people find something like that if they're interested to, take a look on more body mechanics and all this good stuff that they need to learn going into the field for all the newbies that are here and listening to this for the first time?
Absolutely. So the first thing you want to do is jump on teamsono.ultrasafeultrasounds.com. teamsonoultrasafaultrasounds.com. And that's where you're going to find the course that we were just talking about, Ergomechanics. Then that's the long beast. That is a comprehensive course for you to really understand. It's great for newbies, and it's great for organizations too, who want to be able to give their sonographers the resource to stay safe as well. But there's also really amazing soft tissue recovery or scar tissue rehabilitation, depending on where you are. Those STR videos are also available on the platform. And that's really where we can understand, and you can get some guided videos, really short ones, on how to keep your sonographer's shoulder safe. And what we learned in that course was sonographer shoulder is not just the shoulder, right? It's the forearm, it's the wrist, it's the neck, it's the back. And depending on your specialty, if you're going into echocardiography or vascular or obstetrics, is really going to depend on how you activate the muscles in your body. And understanding how to rehabilitate them or get them recovered from a days of scanning is really going to help you to keep your body safe for longer, so you don't have to worry about inflammation and things like that. We also have an ergonomics by exam on the platform, where you can actually be in the scanning room and kind of understand by exam what those ergonomics may be depending on your specialty. So there's a couple of different courses on there, but all of them are incredible resources for ergonomics, soft tissue recovery, and if you're really dedicated, learning deep dive what that comprehensive overview looks like to keep your body going while you're scanning.
That's awesome and amazing. That's a great resource for all of you guys. I just had a quick question for you because a lot of students have been asking me recently who are trying to go into this field. A lot of them are like, I don't know if it's worth going into this field because of that whole scary 90% statistic that they say where everyone is scanning in pain. So what would you have to say to those people who are kind of like hesitant to go into the field because of it?
That's such a good question. I would tell them it's absolutely doable. And the reason why so many of us are in pain is because we love what we do. So we keep doing it. But we did it without the resources to understand what was going to happen with our body. And we're playing catch up, right? That keeps us on the defensive end of STR and that scar tissue rehabilitation place. Which, let me tell you, I'm living proof you can totally come back from, because I have a tear in my rotator cuff muscle. But now that I understand cognitively what's going on with my body and the messages that it's been trying to give me for years, now I know how to receive those messages and create actionable solutions so that I feel great. But the goal is to keep you from injury, right? Keep you in the offensive space of soft tissue recovery, where you're just giving the soft tissue in your body what it naturally needs to repair and regenerate. So it's 100% doable. It's more than doable, and it's enjoyable. It's just when you don't know what you don't know, then you wind up having to learn the hard way, which is expensive, it's time consuming, and truly, when you're in a state of chronic inflammation, you get to it's not easy to stay happy, right? You're going to wind up being depressed and like, what's happening with me? Why does my body feel like it's failing me? And that's really where the mental part comes in, because there is the physical ailments, but aside from what the mental ailments can come from, where they can come from because your body hurts, scanning itself causes compassion fatigue. You know, if you find cancer on a patient, recurrent cancer on a patient, or you see a fetal demise, or maybe there's a reason why that pregnancy is not going to be successful at the end, there's so much that sonographers have to intake in their job that causes that mental, like, oh my God, I'm burning out. This is very hard. I'm tired, because you're feeling empathetic, you know? So when you don't know what you don't know, it's hard to account for it. But we're here to make sure that you get educated, you get empowered, because that's what's going to enable you to stand in ultrasound and stay safe and enjoy it for the long haul. Because you're either going to show up in pain or you're going to show up not in pain. But we all just keep showing up because we love to scan. So I'm not stopping.
Exactly, exactly. So good. So good. I appreciate you explaining all of that and just your passion for everything. I love it so much. Is there
Thanks. I can't
anything?
help it. I
Yeah,
love what I
that's
do.
so
I love
good.
sonography so much that
So good.
I'll do about anything I can to stay in the field, even if that means advocation or applications or education. That's one of the great things about ultrasound is there's so many different
Mhm.
spaces to pivot. You don't just have to learn to scan and stay scanning forever. There's so many ways that you can serve in sonography too.
Right.
So I'm, as long as I'm in the industry, I'm good.
I love that. Yeah, it's so wide and vast that people don't even realize how big it is and what other things you can do with it too.
Hmm.
Do you have any updates for us since it's been a whole entire year since we've really talked to you about a lot of the things you've been going through and doing? Is there anything new? What you've been up to?
Yeah, girl, I'm always up to something. If you were to take a look at my calendar, it would be terrifying.
Mhm.
So let's see, last year, this time, we were actually in production for Ergomechanics. So I
Mhm.
was trapped in my office for 10 weeks, building the wheel while we rolled it down the hill, right? It was
Yep.
so much fun. We all had an incredible time. This year, now that the course is doing its job and it's available on so many different areas, we have great publishers like Red Shelf and Philo that offer the course. But now that freed me up to do some of the other things that I like to do, like traveling. So even
Mhm.
right now, if I were to turn my camera around, you would see this really big giant RV behind you. Let me see how I can do this. This is the
So
RV that
cool.
I actually travel in, and we're hooked up and parked right here so that I could have this great conversation with you, Giselle. But we're back on the road, we're scanning on the road, we're consulting on the road, making sure that organizations are being kept accountable and given the resources that they need for their practices to stay safe, for their sonographers to stay safe. And I will be again hitting up Las Vegas in September, where I'm going to be now doing 2 sessions. Last year, we just did the talk on traveling with your families. How do you travel around in healthcare? Number one, how do you do it? But number two, how do you do it if you have school-age children? And you guys know I homeschool 3 of them. I have a middle schooler, an elementary schooler, and a preschooler that I've been homeschooling for 5 years now. So that it teaches that. And then the other conference we're doing also in Vegas is going to be about me time. And me time is hashtag capital M, capital E time. And that's all about understanding, again, how to take care of yourself, because we just can't be the most effective healthcare providers if all we're doing is focusing on the patient and focusing on making sure that doctor or that practice gets what they need. We got to look in the mirror and take care of ourselves first. So that is where me time comes in. And I can't wait for that session. It's going to be so exciting. Me is all about mindset, motivation, meditation, myself, me,
Mhm.
and taking that time. And then the E is all about, of course, ergonomics, environment, enriching your lives, and just taking time, if not at least first thing in the morning, sporadically throughout the day, to tend to the things that you need to do. How are you greeting yourself and taking care of yourself before you show up to put your scrubs on, grab that transducer, and save a life? You got to
Mhm.
take care of yourself first. So that's what we're going to be doing. Speaking on
Wow.
is our second session in Vegas this year, is taking me time. And I'm going to take that time to teach everybody on how to do that. And then we're going to be in New Orleans in October to speak on ergonomics for the American Vein and Lymphatic Society, or the AVLS conference as well. So lots coming up, lots to do, but safety in sonography is on fire right now. And I'm so happy to be at the helm of it. So we're just going to keep trucking right along in this big giant RV.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh, congratulations on all of those things. And I can't believe that's all coming up within the next few months. I mean, it's already July, and that is super exciting. Since you are traveling in that really cool RV, can you kind of like give us a little tea on traveling in sonography? Like just a little walk into
Yes.
it?
I like the way you said that, Giselle. She's like, can you give me a little bit of tea in sonography on how to travel? You better know it. All right, so here's the tea. Y'all ready for some tea in
Mhm.
sonography to travel?
Yeah.
That's where the money is.
Oh my gosh, I've been seeing the listings, girl. I'm
They're
like, what
up
am
to
I
like
doing?
they're up to like $3,000-4,000 a week at this point. And let me tell you, we
Wow.
had to fight for that, because I love nurses, right? No shade over here. I love me a nurse. I can't do your job. I don't want to do your job, but I like working with y'all. But initially, they were the ones that were really at the helm of this pandemic, right? And so they saw the highest numbers for traveling. And it took ultrasound a little bit of time to get there. But truly, we're mid-level practitioners, and we work very hard, and there's no social distance in sonography. So they really had to come up off of these numbers. And for all the sonographers out there who were already traveling that did not accept low ball rates, thank you. Because whenever somebody accepts a low ball, it drives us all down. We have to keep fighting for what we are worth. And sonographers, yo, we are amazing. And so y'all need to come up off the dollars if you want to reap the benefits of how amazing sonographers are. And so the biggest take home there for when you're thinking about traveling is looking at tax-free versus taxed wages, right? Because that's where we make our money. So let's say you've got a $2,000 or $3,000 a week take home, where a lot of that money becomes profitable really, is that not all of it is taxed. You don't get taxed on that total 3,000. You get taxed on what you're taking home in your W-2, which typically we don't want to go below $20, right? Once we go that below $20 an hour range, the IRS gets flagged and they go, wait a minute, how are you making $50 an hour or $60 an hour and only 20 of it is taxed? That's where you look up gsa.gov and see what those stipends are per day in that area. So if we go to Las Vegas and we go to gsa.gov, we want to look up what is the allotted amount that the government says I can take home tax-free for working in this area temporarily. And there'll be a little bit that is going to be accounted for housing, and then there's a little bit that's accounted for meals and incidentals. So when you're negotiating or looking over what's a fair rate for any facility, that's what you're going to be looking at. You're going to go to gsa.gov and say, hey, I'm allowed to take home this much tax-free for housing and this much tax-free for meals and incidentals. You have this much that you can offer me. Can we do this much of it tax-free and this much of it W-2? You want the most of it over here in the tax-free region, because then you get to take home the most of it, and a little bit of it over here in the taxable wage. Typically that's going to be about $20 an hour or $800 a week. So you think $3,000 a week, I'm only being taxed on $800 of it? And then you can even take some of that take home that you W-2'd and throw it in an HSA, because now again you're lowering the taxable income, and then that's how you take care of your body, right? I shouldn't be paying for my massages with what I grossed. I should be, with what I netted. I should be paying for with what I grossed. So stick whatever you can in an HSA, and that's what you use for your NSAIDs. That's what you use for your massage therapy, your chiropractics, your lady stuff that you gotta buy that, you know, all of that stuff we can pay for from a tax-free account. So it's just about understanding how you keep the most of the money that you worked really hard to make in the first place.
Wow. Dang, that's actually a lot to kind of look into. Where could people, would you say, if they wanted more information on traveling sonography, like how do you figure that all out? If someone was like, how do I, get all that?
There's a couple of traveling sonographer Facebook groups out there. So I'd say to start there, because folks there are very, very active in that space. I have gotten so many requests for a course on this as well. So if you head onto the learning platform, teamsono.ultrasafeultrasounds.com, that's where the course is going to eventually live. And Giselle, more than likely, honestly, I'm probably just going to do another live course where, you know, I can get real time what you guys need from me, give it to you in real time, and then just let others benefit from it as well. But for the now, for immediately, I would say check out some of the Facebook groups that have to do with traveling, and they have great information. You can always send us a message, go on to Sonographers Spill the Tea Facebook group, ask a question on there. And if we just need to spill some tea in sonography on traveling, there is also a podcast episode on the Sonographers Spill the Tea podcast that speaks a little bit more in depth on traveling as well. So I would start in those spaces.
That's awesome. Dang, I'm so glad that there's somebody like you that like can help everybody figure out what to do and how to like kind of start and things like that. I mean, I don't travel, but I've been seeing all the posts and like I'm just kind of amazed at what the possibilities are for us.
Right. And it's wonderful to know that there are possibilities, right? Because it's not a get your degree or get your on-the-job training and then this is your permanent job and then that's it. There's so many ways that you can serve in sonography. Again, you can do it permanently or you can do it temporarily. You can do it mobily or you can do it through applications. Maybe you don't want to scan anybody, but you're more on the side where I like the tech. I want to understand piezoelectric crystals and I want to make a calc package. I don't want to scan, or my arm fell off. I don't do that anymore. So there's so many different ways you can be in ultrasound. And that's one of the things I love about it, is giving folks the information to understand how to get in the industry, how to get through it, because there's different ways we can serve. And if maybe you're just in a space that you need to get out of it, we help you with that too. So it's just an honor to be able to be an ally, to be an advocate in this space now. I love what I do, and I love sonographers. So whatever I could do to help someone else or have their back, I'm about that life.
And we love it, and we appreciate you so, so much. And I'm so excited for everything that's to come for you and for all the fun stuff that's coming your way. And hopefully, when you come to Vegas, we can meet up and maybe meet up with some other sonographers and students out here. That would be really cool to do.
Oh, absolutely. I'm coming for you. I'll be there in
Mhm.
September. So we're going to have to plan something. If you can't come to the conference, then I will just come to you. We'll have a meet and greet. We'll chill out and just enjoy some time, because I love me a good Zoom and I love me a
Mhm.
good podcast, but you just cannot have anything replace just some in-person connection. So I look forward for when I get to have some of that with you, Giselle.
Yes, I'm so excited, and I appreciate you so much for coming by. I know you're so busy, and I know that your life is very go go go, and it's really cool to see in action what it's like to have so many opportunities and other things besides just scanning. And I think it's really hopeful for people going into the field who are just curious about the job and the career itself. So thank you.
Absolutely. And you're very, very welcome. It's my pleasure. I know that you're out here doing
Mhm.
big things in these sonography streets too. Congratulations on 10,000 followers, Giselle. That
Thank
is
you.
such a wonderful accomplishment and a testament to how much you are able to help those around you. And so thank you for every
Aw.
time you jump on the mic to create another video, to edit another video, to publish another video, all while you're still scanning and enjoying your very busy life as well. So kudos to
Yeah.
everything that you've done, girl. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I mean, as you know, it's such a busy career and a busy field and very stressful and things like that. But I find that getting on here and getting on to social media and talking about ultrasound, like it just brings back the happiness and the passion
Yeah.
that you always have underneath all of the caregiving and being the provider, because that's our number one thing, right? Is we're wanting to be giving patient quality, patient care, and all that good stuff, but doing all this and providing for others and students and the future of ultrasound, I feel like is
Right.
something I've been really passionate about, and I just love doing it, and also love connecting with people just like you who love doing it too. So it's definitely such a cool community, and I'm so glad to be part of it. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, you said it, nail on the head. Everything you said, check, 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 check. Because it provides a really great respite from the very seriousness of our
Mhm.
work. It's not looking at babies all day and happy go lucky. There's some very serious things that and a lot of responsibility that sonographers have, which is part of why it's so rewarding to be able to be in this industry, because wow, it is a lot of responsibility and it can absolutely just take that toll, again, mind, body, and spirit. But having these opportunities to help the next person out and just have great conversations about stuff
Yeah.
that we love really brings the joy and kind of breaks up the monotony of the seriousness. So I love being
Right.
able to have conversations like this and chat with folks like you that just want to be able to help, and not just by walking in and doing what we do bedside, but finding another way when we're not bedside and we're not in our scrubs and we're not filling out impression reports and not trying to handle the ER and the IR and the OR and inpatients and the outpatients all at the same time. We just get to sit down, put a headset in, and just have a great conversation. So
Yeah.
that definitely helps.
It really does, and you just literally nailed it when you were saying that. I'm like, yep, that's the job, and that's what we're here for, and that's what we do. And even though it's hard, we still love what we do, and I think that's why sonographers are so special. And I definitely enjoy this so much, and I know we can talk all day, every day, and that's why we both have podcasts, so we talk and talk and talk, right?
Yeah.
But I know it's not the last of you that we'll see, and I know you have so many more things coming your way. And definitely we'll have to do another follow-up catch up, and we're probably gonna want to have you on in the future for, the business side of things,
Yeah.
and obviously more travel stuff, because I know it doesn't end there, and we could probably talk for days about that too. So definitely, everybody look forward to Joanna and all the things that she's doing, and like she said, all the things where you can reach her at, I'm also going to put them down in the description box so you guys can contact her if you need anything. But truly, thank you for everything that you do for the community.
Oh, it is my pleasure. I love what I do. I love sonographers. We are just a set apart group, and that's not to put anybody else down, but hashtag Team Sono all day up in these sonography streets. I'm sorry. I love us. I'm extra biased, and I don't even care. I don't even care.
Just got to be loud and proud. That's all. That's how you
Loud and
make
proud.
noise.
You
Mhm.
better know it. So, looking forward to the next time that we get to chat. And I know there's so many things that we can continue to chat about, but we will continue to keep everyone up to date
Yep.
on the things that are important to you. And the
Mhm.
next one is going to be how to make that shmoney, honey,
Oh yeah,
as a travel tech. Because, man, I don't know about you guys. I love my patients and I love scanning, but I love my paycheck.
exactly.
You know,
Yep.
makes it a little bit easier, helps the medicine go down, you
It
know?
really does. It really does. But yeah, that's a great topic and one that I'm sure everyone's interested in. And we definitely want you guys to tune in. So you guys keep an eye on all the things we're doing. Put your notification bells on. Also for her posts, join her Facebook group, Sonographers Spill the Tea. Follow her podcast, and you guys just be kind out there and do your best, and you're gonna be fine. Just fine.
100% agree. All right, Giselle, thanks so
All
much
right.
for having me.
Thank
Continue to be
you.
the amazing sonographer that you are. Thank you for all that you do.
Mhm.
And I can't wait to see you next time so we can spill some more tea in
Oh, yeah.
sonography up in LOL Giselle.
I so appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Hey, can you hear me? I'm sorry, a
Yeah,
phone call came in right when we were
I
wrapping
know.
up. Like, no, my phone call came.
I know. It's okay. Yeah, I know. It literally froze like right at the end. I was like, I know. But yeah. So you're gonna have to do the closing part again.
So we'll do the let's take up. I
Well,
always like getting it in one shot, you know?
I know. You literally, it was so close. It was like right when you were saying LOL Giselle. Like
Darn it!
the
It was,
last word.
it was so close. Well, you can either leave this whole blooper moment up there,
Okay.
or we can edit it out and then just act like it was take two. So
I mean, we're all about being real here. But I
yeah.
literally
So
my
then you
face was like,
Well, then you leave
yeah,
it right there. And I'm going
yeah.
to say, let's see, what did I say? It's just going to spill. We'll come right back here again, right? To spill all the tea in sonography with LOL Giselle.
Oh
That was how it was
my gosh.
supposed to sound before I got a phone call and messed it all up.
So funny. And you literally said exactly what you said. Wow, you're so good at this. I can't even. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Mwah.
And we'll
You're
see you in the
welcome,
next
my
one.
darling. I'll see
Take
you in the
care.
next one, darling. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.